to get you ready, to get you warmed up, to get you prepped. We're bringing out the best of the best, and we're going to do it right now. Put your hands together for the woman who gave birth to perfection, Samantha Smith.
Tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words. What they mean, what they say, mother. Mother? Mother, where have you gone? I'm singing this song because I thought you'd walk out. That didn't happen, mother. She tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words. What they mean, what they say, mother.
That's it.
They totally saw me.
I tell you where we didn't see you was right there, where we were all facing. So you got us with that one. We didn't.
Yay!
We didn't know we were getting flanked from the left. Are you going to do a solo act? Are you doing singing a song? I feel like you got a.
So you can do a 10-minute little bit, stand-up comedy.
The mic stand's going to change the whole.
I'm going to be juggling, so I need both hands.
Right.
Oh, got it. Yeah, understood. All right, well, prepare to enjoy the circus act that is Samantha Smith, everybody.
They always leave. What? Yeah. Hey! Full house. Nice. Nice. Man, have I been having a good time in this city. Holy cow. How many of you are from here? Lucky dogs, man. I would like to live here, please. Or take New Orleans back home with me, one or the other. Well, we're having an amazing time, and I will not need to eat any more oysters for a while. But thank you for having us. We love it. Well, it appears that some people have some questions. Let's start over here. Hi. Hello. I know you.
Yes, you do. So I had a question about Mary's character and where she might be going for the rest of the season, since we're seeing kind of a weird dynamic between her and Lucifer as of late. So some people are comparing it to like an old married couple. So what can you tell us about where that dynamic is going?
Well, I made the choice, and it was sort of written this way, that it wouldn't be interesting for Mary to just be afraid of Lucifer the whole time. So now I'm just annoyed.
That's true.
I saved the earth from Lucifer, as far as I know, and saved the boys, and, you know, I feel like death isn't worse than living in the apocalypse world, so if he's gonna kill me, I'm like, I was already dead. It's all good. So now just all his bluster, I'm just like, that being said, he can go like, and it would be curtains. So we'll see. I don't know. I think Lucifer likes Mary, despite all his machismo. So we'll see. We'll see. That's about all I can say about that. It's fun to be scared of the devil, but I already punched him in the face. Like it can't. He's not going to trust me. So, there's something fun about bossing around. Is really. Hello.
Hi. So you have both of the boys as your sons on the show. My question is, would you rather have Jensen or Jared as a son in real life?
That's a good question. Well,
Good luck.
they're both so naughty. Just, Jensen's way more obvious about it. And Jared, you're like, you did what? But I mean, together, maybe, can I make them into one? Genrod or something? Yeah. Jerson, there you go. I don't know. Who would you rather have as a son?
Jared.
Jared? Both are good choices. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd need to mold them into one. Or ask for a daughter. Thank you.
Hi. Hi. My question was, how would Mary have reacted if it had been John that had been killed in the nursery? And how would she have reacted to his death? And how would she have raised the boys after?
My understanding is that since my memory was wiped, I remember being a hunter, but not what precipitated the demon coming back, right?
Like in the pilot episode when we see her burned on the ceiling, like
Right. When the yellow-eyed demon came back,
yeah, if it had
Mary
been,
had promised him that, or that was the deal, right? You can
Yeah.
come in my house in 10 years. But 10 years later, my brain had been erased from the angel, so I didn't know what he was doing there. So my point is, like, had he not killed me and killed John instead, I would have known what was happening, like that it was a demon, but I may not have known it was my fault. So I think she would have been really torn. Like, I got the skills, I can hunt down this demon. But now I have two little kids who aren't going to be super helpful. And, so I would like to say she'd take them and go, live out in the boonies and ward the cabin or whatever, but, those demons, they find you.
Yeah, they do.
So I don't know. I think that, my guess is, move far away, live off the grid, sleep with an angel blade under your pillow.
but you didn't have the angel blades at that point.
I didn't have the Colt either, did I?
What?
Salt.
Yeah.
I don't think that was gonna help. Unless you want to never leave the house.
Just keep with.
I think she would have been screwed, is what I think.
Yeah.
Unless, the demon killed him. I wasn't necessarily coming after her. The short answer is she wouldn't have raised them as hunters.
Okay.
No way. She would have, hunted while they were at school.
They're asleep in bed and you're off hunting.
There's what?
They're asleep in bed and you're off hunting.
Well, yeah. And then, I gotta kill this vampire real fast. Sam's gotta get picked up from preschool.
I think you.
What's that? Paint. It's paint, honey. It's paint.
I was painting the cottage. Don't worry.
Right, exactly. I'm crafty.
I think you'd be really good at balancing that.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll see. I don't know. Mary didn't seem so good at balancing anything, like cooking. The house seemed clean enough. I cannot picture Mary vacuuming. When they first asked me to come back on the show, I was like, are they bringing me back as Hunter Mary, or are they bringing me back as cookies, vacuuming? Thank God. I did the former, not the latter. That would like the bunker would never have been so clean. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. So I was wondering, if there was another way that you could bring Mary back, how would you do it?
Another way?
Yeah, like, instead of the darkness or God bringing her back.
Oh, well, I always have been asked before the end of season 11, when are you coming back? And I'm like, I think we ran out of options, to be honest. I mean, I was a vision, I was a ghost, I was a demon, I was Eve, I was a hallucination, I was a flashback, I was, but I always said, when the show ends, it's not going to be for a while. When the show ends. I feel like they could bring John and Mary back to life.
Yeah.
I don't know what age, whatever. And the boys would see them, but because it's supernatural, it has to be heart-crushing. For some mystical reason, we wouldn't be allowed to know who they were. See, I could be a writer. And so when they asked me to come back, they said, do you want to be in the finale? I was like, yeah, I do it. The show's over. That's been such a long ride, 11 years. And I was at a barbecue at one of the producer's house. I'm like, dude, I'm going to be in the finale. What are you going to do next? What's going to happen? And he's like, what? The show is finishing. He's like, the show's not over. You're coming back next season. And I'm like, okay, what now? What? And then I got the script and I'm like, So honestly, when season 11 ended, I still didn't know how. I was like, am I still going to be in the nightgown? Oh my God. Fortunately, it was momentary. And they actually put that in the script. Dean had to say, he's like, oh, the new duds look good. I'm like, I have shoes. And a hair clip. So that's what I thought. I thought I would come back to life from God, not from his sister who nobody knew existed. I never heard of God's sister before. Not 12 years later playing the same age, just saying. Bangs, lots of light, that's good. So that was the only way I could come up with. I couldn't imagine any other thing. Actually, I did have one other thought, that I had a doppelganger. And the boys would meet me and I'd be like a nurse in Albuquerque. And they'd be like, Mom, and I'm like, police, there are two psychos here, they keep calling me Mom. But that would have been more like a one-episode thing, unless she turned out to be Abaddon reincarnated or something, which would be fun. So yeah, that's it. But I would never have imagined what they came up with, and it's been so fun. Like learning to be alive again, and
Learning to be alive.
did I say I didn't have to wear the nightgown anymore? That. So yeah, thank you.
Hi there. Okay, I have a question. If John and Mary never get together again, would you consider Mary getting together with Lucifer? Because I hear that people are starting to ship Mary and Lucifer together.
I think Lucifer's commitment phobic.
That's
And he
awesome.
needs counseling.
But it's just a thought, because everyone's like, oh, Mary and Lucifer has a big crush on Mary, and we kind of see it. So
I don't know that he's a crush on her so much as he's intrigued and amused.
Yeah, but like if John and Mary never get together, would you consider having a relationship with some other dude on the show? If not, Lucy.
There was this character named Ketch. He had a Bentley and really good bourbon
And just hard.
and
Okay,
his
so
accent.
So you'd get together with him?
Well, did you see season 12? Episode 17? I think Mary has the character issues, to be honest. Didn't go well the first time.
So if John came back, they'd get back together?
Correct. Yeah, I think so. I mean, honestly, who's going to live up to John Winchester?
Who else can deal with him besides Mary?
What?
Who else can deal with him besides Mary? Deal with him besides Mary?
Nobody else could deal with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Jared.
That's going to just stay like that.
No, it's not.
I was going to walk over there. It's probably better if I just stay.
Okay, my question was, if John was to come back, how would Mary react?
Yes! That's what I said. I totally did. That's what I said.
Because, you did what? But here's the thing, and I've only been playing this character for 13 years, so it occurred to me about 2 weeks ago. She never told him she was a hunter. So she never told him not to make her boys hunters. She might have expected him to read her mind. So I don't think she can be mad. And it's kind of flattering. They spent their whole lives avenging her dad. That's kind of sweet.
Actually, spent 2 years.
So, and then she heard about Adam.
Oh!
And then she's like, yeah, I was dead. I might have counted, asked for a birth certificate. Just saying. But no, she'd be so happy. She was not happy when she found out he was gone.
Yeah.
I think I broke my yeah, so I think she'd be ecstatic to have him back.
Okay.
And, now they have a shared skill set. What'd you do on your vacation? Hey.
Hi. My question is, what is your favorite thing about your character?
What's my favorite thing about my character?
Yeah,
How fearless she is. She's, hello. It's less fearless than brave, right? Because being brave is being afraid but doing it anyway. And I can't imagine, just cleaning out a small vampire nest isn't so scary. But I think having an entire, when the bunker was being attacked by vampires, or I don't know, I think fighting the devil might be nerve-wracking. But she's just so determined and focused like this, and her clarity about what she needs, which isn't always popular. But I believe, as a mother myself, but for Mary as well, that it's not a mom's job to be popular. It's a mom's job to do what she thinks is right, especially for her kids. And if you don't take care of yourself as a mom, you can't take care of anybody else. Thank you. So, she did what she had to do. And see, it all went down okay in the end. Until the trip and fall through the
Trip and fall.
Hi.
Hey, so I was wondering, since there were pauses between whenever you were in as a character, did your impression from
Jensen and Jared in the beginning change at all? Like, what was your first impression versus now?
Oh, when I first met
Yeah.
the boys in 2005?
Yeah.
Well, in the pilot, I didn't work with them at all. I worked with Jeffrey Dean and two little tinies. But I met them at I met them around, and then I saw them at the table read, maybe? I can't remember. And then, of course, at the screenings and stuff. And then once it aired, I was back within a few weeks for that episode Home. So I feel like I knew them a bit, and then, got 1 or 2 episodes a year for a while. And I can say this with complete honesty, they have not changed at all. They're like sweet and polite and goofy and naughty and generous, and it sounds like I'm kissing their ass. I'm really not. They're really great, and I think they just are older. They're good kids. But yeah, they're exactly the same, and I think that it's a testament to them, the feeling amongst the SPN family. The bond that they have, I think, is shared amongst you guys. And it's shared amongst the cast as well. And it's real. Like, you see us being friends and joking, and it's all real. We all adore each other, and that wouldn't happen if there was conflict and the people at the top of the pyramid weren't as awesome as they are. And that's for the producers and everybody, but the cast.
Hello. Hi. I was wondering how difficult it was to film the nursery scene with the roof on fire and like everything bursting into flames.
Oh, in the pilot?
Yeah.
Funny story. So we did the running up the stairs and then bursting into the room several times, which was my audition, by the way, because that was the only scene in the pilot. And I ran into a potted plant in my audition. So I had to run a small room. I'm like, can you imagine doing that scene? It's very embarrassing. But the director, after I finished, he's like, and I swear to God, I think this is why I got the job, because David Nutter's an amazing director, and he winks, like when he's happy, he winks. I didn't know this. So he goes, and I'm like, and they all started laughing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, I digress. I was never on fire. They built a wire frame to my body and put paper mache on it. We called her Crispina. And they affixed her to the ceiling of a duplicate of the set they had made. And set her on fire and filmed it. But as far as like when I'm on when you actually see me, I'm actually on the floor. And they had the camera up here. And they had like the ceiling molding and whatnot. And then they had these fire bars on either side. And I'm like, with shooting out flames like this. So the fire bar is like 8 feet long. And so that's what makes it all flickery. And then they just kind of superimpose that over Crispina. And I wasn't there, but then when Annie, Adrienne Palicki's character, also caught on fire, they had another room, and what I heard was, you might want to ask Jared if this is true, he was in there lying on the bed and it catches on fire, and I heard that he was in there and the whole room caught on fire. He had to run out. And it was super like, the show was almost done. And I don't know if that's exactly accurate. It made me really happy. That's not how I had to film my scene. I had even more hair than he did at the time. And it would have been very frightening indeed. What was weird was, I was coming up the hill from Burbank into town, and you come up over the crest of this hill, and there's all this traffic, and this tree, and you go past the tree, and there's a giant CW Warner Brothers. It was the WB back then. The WB billboard. And it's me, like. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna crash. I like pulled off the road. I'm like, oh. I had a camera back then. An actual camera. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm at my first billboard. I'm drained of blood and on fire, but it's great. I still have the poster. I'm like, oh my God. We don't show it because my son would have nightmares. But yeah, no actual fire. All right, thank you. Thank you. Hey.
Hi. Okay, so I have another two-part question. What was your favorite scene to film with the boys, and how hard was it, or how did like the "I hate you" scene, like details?
Wait, the I hate you scene what?
The "I hate you" scene with Dean. Can you like tell me how you felt and how he felt and just how it all went down?
Well, as you can imagine, it was super funny. No, it was a lot, that scene, because, mostly for Jensen, because there was like, he's coming from a new place and he wakes up and then he's walking around and like there's many pieces, right? So it took a long time. And for me, it was really hard not to look at him. If somebody talks to you, you look at them, and I'm like, it was all him. I didn't really do anything. I kind of just was like, just pretending like I couldn't hear. But then towards the end, I had to like try to find the balance of, I hear, but I don't want to hear, and I'm just feeling really guilty, but I really like it here, you know. So, but I don't feel like I was standing there, but it was all Jensen. And I don't think it was fun, but I mean, those kinds of scenes are never fun. And here's a little truth about being an actor. Your body doesn't know the difference. So when you're fighting, like that scene in the bunker where Dean had the freaking nerve to kick his mother out of the bunker. That fight, or crying, or like when I was being brainwashed and crying, like your brain knows, like, oh, they're playing now, and your body's like, we're crying now. And it doesn't really know the difference. And so you feel it, and it's sometimes icky, and it takes a minute to get rid of it. And a lot of times I was talking to Jim Beaver, and you're in a scene where you're super emotional, and even if you're not crying, like you're feeling it, and you'll get in your car to go home from work and burst into tears, and you won't be able to stop. Because your body's like, what do I do with this? And that is why actors are crazy. But they're intense. They're intense. The crew's really uncomfortable. They're kind of like quiet. And then when it's over, everyone's like, as far as my favorite scenes to shoot with them, it's such a little scene, but I had a lot of fun. There was a scene early on where I think it was like 3 or something, like way back in season 12, where we're at a gas station. And like we get turkey jerky, and we're driving down the road, and stop at a gas station, and we're driving. Like those are just fun because that's just chilling out. And Jensen's really driving in all those scenes. He drives like a maniac. I'm like, he is not afraid to hit the pedal down and just like. But he's good at it. He's good at it. I'm just like, there's seatbelts. Robin, our props girl, made us a bag of turkey jerky because I don't eat beef meat. I eat poultry. And so they had to like make up this whole thing and say beef jerky, but it was really turkey inside. And they only make like 3 or 4 packs, so that when you rip it open, it's, you know, you have a new one each time. And for some reason, there are 2 things that I've done consistently on set that make them both crazy. One, I never remember that we're just rehearsing. I keep thinking we're actually filming. So I'm like, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, like spilling the water, doing whatever, like I break the stuff and be like, rehearsal. Well, it works. The other thing I do is I drift. So I'll be standing there and like feeling fidgety or whatever, I'm talking, and I just start. Jensen, where are you going? And there's scenes where you see, for example, in the scene with the stuck in the middle with you in the barn, where Castiel gets stabbed and I have to. Which, by the way, was one of the clumsiest weeks of my entire life. I kept falling, crashing into things, bruises, like it was ridiculous. But at the end, when Cass is like with the black foam, we're all kneeling down. And if you look, you'll see Jared's hand is on my back and he's just like. Because I was in Misha's light and like just a little shadow on his face and he's like, do not make him do this again. He had to do it twice as it was. Which, by the way, was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life because it's Alka-Seltzer and water with black, like, edible ink. So they put the Alka-Seltzer pill in your mouth and then you go like this with the ink and it goes. Bless his heart, he did it twice. And it's all down his shirt, it's staining his skin. And we're all like, oh God. And they say, cut, and both the guys whip out their camera. And Misha's like, it was amazing. So yeah, it's super not fun at all being on set. They're really mean and very serious. No, I mean, there's so many. Like, I love just those little scenes, like I said, in the car, but there's so much. Doing a really nice scene, like I did with Jared when he brought me the journal early on. It was just really sweet. It was just really, and gives so much depth to the characters. So, like that.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just need to drink some more.
Hi. Okay, so in season 12, you were really awesome. Like, your character.
I don't think everyone agrees. Have y'all seen the I Hate Mary blog, She Must Die? There's a Mary Must Die blog. It's awesome. I think they don't get me. I'm just saying. It's not me, Sam. It's Mary. They're really annoyed with her. Anyway, sorry.
You gave so much dynamic to Mary's character, and just the scene with Ketch at the end was so amazing. I want to know what you did to prepare for that and how it changed you.
Oh, thank you. You mean when I shot him in the face? Well, what was going through my mind at the time, what I prepared ahead of time and was thinking while it's the conflict. You know, sort of, I had put my trust in this person, not 100%, but enough to like hunt with him and go behind my boy's back for him and his agenda and feeling like we're doing good. And then to be so betrayed, like that's a conflict. I mean, it's I don't think Mary loved Ketch by any means, but there was a camaraderie and a symbiosis there, and even if it wasn't his idea, he still didn't stick up for her, and moreover, brainwashed her. I mean, it wasn't like he was like, yeah, I'm not going to stand up for that person saying she's not pretty. Like, it was like, oh no, we're going to scramble her brains. So I think that in that moment, and Mary's not like a big human killer, as you know. I think the first human Mary ever killed was Miss Watt, the one who was about to shoot Castiel and Dean in episode 1 last year. She stabbed her in the heart. Like, that was jarring to kill a person. So to kill a human, even if it's an evil one like Mr. Catch, was, it took a lot. So, and I feel like, and I think you can see this in the boys, like each thing that you have to do like that, regardless if it's for the greater good, it takes a little piece of your soul. And you either have to rebuild it another way or learn to live without. And I think that's one of the struggles of a hunter, because it's ugly. Thank you. It's a happy note there. Hi.
Just how do you think Mary would have felt when she found out what Samuel would have did to the boys in season 6?
I'm sorry, I'm having like either feedback or something. Say that again.
How you would have felt, or Mary would have felt with what Samuel did to the boys in season 6.
I'm missing the middle part.
What Samuel did,
curious.
Your father, to the boys in season 6.
Was it him or was he possessed at the time?
No, it was him. He wanted you back.
So he sold them out to get me back?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, charming. Well, what do you think someone would do if somebody tried to kill your children? I mean, I don't know. I mean, would she have killed him? I don't know, but I don't think she would have been sad that he got killed. I don't know if she would have killed, like, you can't, there's just, she would have been displeased.
It was Mary's father, that's why I was just curious. It was Mary's father, so I'm just curious as to...
Right, I know, but I think that if you have to pick between your parent and your child, there's no contest. You know? Much in the way that an ordinary parent probably has no trouble picking between themselves and their child. Like, if somebody has to go, it's not your kid. So, yeah, she would have been very unhappy with him. Thank you.
I have 2 questions. Who's your favorite character in the show? And which demon do you think has the most power?
Interesting, because Lucifer's not a demon, right? He's an archangel. So, well, who's your favorite character?
Usually Sam.
Usually it's who?
Sam.
Okay, one more time.
You.
I think it's awesome that Sam is your favorite character. I don't know, who is the most powerful demon? Was Abaddon a demon? No, she was a principal, right? Or something? There's so many things. Crowley was pretty powerful, right? I have to go with Crowley, not being super well versed in the demon world. Yeah? All right. I'll tell Jared who's your favorite character. Aubrey.
She met him last year in Dallas.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Hey.
Hi. Before I ask my question, I just want to say that I think the role of Mary in season 12 was written very well. I think her reaction to coming thrust back with these older sons that she didn't really know, and feeling displaced, and sort of going into sort of a depression, I think all that was beautifully written, and I think you played it exactly the way it was written. Woo! Okay, my question is, if Mary hadn't died, like she had a supernatural experience like she did with Azazel, but she hadn't died, do you think she would have been for the rest of her life that stay-at-home mom that would have been happy, or do you think eventually she would have come back to being a hunter and that really is her?
Well, I don't think it had been very long since she had quit hunting.
Right.
I think it had been like, maybe still not even. Because there was an episode this year where we showed her killing a werewolf. And Dean was like 2 or something, right? So, I think she had to get her fix. And also, I mean, how can hunters see something going on and not do something about it when they know they can save people? Right? You can't just be like, oh, that sucks.
That sucks.
So that thing about, but to not endanger the children is the thing, right? So, like I was saying, I was kidding, but not really kidding. They're at school. She's like, I have 4 hours, 2 ghouls and a rougarou. I think she would have gone back to it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You can't waste that skill set. Hey, friend.
Hello. I was near 4 earlier.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Will you say that again?
I was taking a picture of you at your 4.
I remember. I had a picture with you like half an hour ago.
Yeah. My question is how you like working with Jared Padalecki and Misha Collins.
How do I like working with Misha Collins?
And Jared Padalecki.
And Jared.
Yes.
Not Jensen. I adore it. Misha is one of the funniest people I know. And they're all such good actors that it's a privilege to work with them. And they're such awesome human beings as well. So I'm very fortunate. Thank you.
I have one more question.
Okay.
On this season, on this season, like this new season 13, I was seeing it at home, and how do you feel like being trapped in onto the universe with that?
Lucifer?
With Lucifer, yes.
I'm against it. It's really dirty, and there's no houses, and there's people trying to kill you all the time. I would much rather be in our universe where I know how things work. However, if accomplishing what was accomplished by me having to go there is what it took, if that's what it took, then I'll take it. For the time being. I would like that to not be a permanent condition. It's really dirty there. I can't. People are not nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See ya.
Hey, Samantha. My question is, if Mary was still with the boys instead of trapped in the universe with the boys and Jack, do you think she'd be more on Sam's side? Let's give Jack a chance, or more on Dean's side? He's a threat, get rid of him. What do you think Mary would side with?
Dean.
With Dean?
Well, Mary and Dean are kind of the same. And I think that everything that she's seen, she's like, better safe. But who knows?
I would assume Mary siding more with Sam, like, let's give him a chance, more open-hearted, and John being more like Dean, like, let's get rid of this threat.
Interesting. Yeah.
So you're with Dean. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Samantha,
I was going to say, what people behind me?
how was it? New Orleans?
That was good.
See the bottom. Put your hands together for Samantha Smith, everybody.
Tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my word. What they mean, what they say. Mother.